Welcome to America's Heroes Group.
Welcome back to America's Heroes Group. This time we're at the Roundtable celebrating National Women's History Month. Today is Saturday, March 5th, 2022. And like I said, March is National Women's History Month, but also Disability Awareness Month. Our host is Kelley. I'm the co-host, Claiborne. Our executive producer is Glenda Smith, and our digital media producer is Ortega of Scouts Honor Productions. And also, don't forget, you can watch us live now on Facebook Live right now. Join us by searching America's Heroes Group. You can see us on Google and YouTube. Don't forget. We have our media partner here today, Miss Zondra Evans. She is a multiple international award-winning TV media network executive. She's the creator and executive producer of Zondra TV Network, also, which is a multimedia platform for global advertising and marketing. She teaches and specializes in showing people how to become entrepreneurs in TV, video, and multimedia markets. An author of the best-selling book, The Power of Investing in You and Impact, Life, Leadership, and Legacy. Welcome, Ms. Evans. How are you doing today?
I am doing very well. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. So tell us, how did you get started in Zondra TV? How did you create that? And what was that path like?
So first of all, I'm a 40-year corporate vet, and I decided to hire myself when I got the golden handshake from corporate America. I didn't leave corporate America to run a TV network or to build it, but God said, and so I'm just being obedient to the call.
Wow. And why does digital media matter? So what's the power behind it, and then what was your vision as to how it should transform culture and life in general, especially here in America?
Yeah, I mean, if you look around, everybody is ingesting information on streaming TV. If I would ask you what device you have in your home, Apple, Roku, or Amazon, you're going to tell me one of the three, if not all of three. Mm-hmm. And so knowing that people are ingesting information that way, if you want to to scale and grow your business, you're going to need streaming TV. So we have designed a path for a small business entrepreneur to be able to be on TV and so that they can be heard, be seen, and grow. And that's our main goal, is that we want to level the playing field for small business entrepreneurs so that you could grow your business globally.
So what are some of the challenges? Because there's platforms like YouTube, and people complain about YouTube. I was thinking about demonetization is a word that people have to learn, and you say the wrong thing, and then or if you have content that might be compelling and good, but if you don't have the likes or the algorithm doesn't like you that day, you just don't get your stuff found. So you can't just go and search what you want to see, even though you think you can. There is all these algorithms that get in your way. So how is that different from, say, Zondra's TV?
Yeah, it's very different. One of the things that I talk about is, if you are on any social platform, you really don't own your content. At any given time, they can take you down. Streaming TV gives you the ability to own your content for the rest of your life. Why shouldn't you be able to keep your content and be able to stream it on various different platforms? This is not YouTube. This is really TV. Most people are, looking at Hulu, Amazon, Roku, and Apple. And at the end of the day, you own the content. That's your intellectual knowledge. That's your intellectual property. You don't have to worry about that. The other thing is monetization. Monetization comes different on TV than it does on, say, a YouTube. You can monetize your content through commercial advertisements and sponsors, and people absolutely want to be seen on TV. If you've noticed, commercial advertisements, you can't fast forward through those anymore. Why is it that way? Because that is the way people are monetizing.
Wow, and I've watched your network grow, because when I first saw it, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago, it looks totally different than it does today. I mean, it's way more polished, way more stuff on there, way more content on there. Is it hard to get content?
Not for me. Not for me. Now, I say that. Now, listen, why do I say that? I really don't advertise. I'm not out there going you got to be a TV producer. You got to come over here and get your – I really don't do that. My quality and my excellence speak for itself. So I really don't have to do that. But I will say this. I think because I'm passionate about TV, and I'm on a personal crusade to let especially small businesses know that you need to create a strong digital footprint. So what happened in 2020 won't happen to you. And we lost a lot of businesses because they didn't have a digital component to their business. But I don't care if you have a boutique, you need a digital component to your business, and it needs to have a global reach. And so that's what TV does for you.
Now, some people have criticized that, especially with, not like to pick on YouTube or some of the bigger platforms that are out there, but a lot of people criticize and say, even Facebook, for example, that there's a challenge. The thing they are challenged with is getting correct content, or, for example, having things that are accurate, or having information that's put out there that is not some fly-by-night infomercial trying to get you to do something you shouldn't be doing. So how do you vet, or what is your thought on that, and how do you handle that process?
Yeah, I'm spirit-led, so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm spirit-led, and the right people are attracted to my network. But here's the thing. We're not just a network. We are a production company. So we're actually producing the content. The people, the small businesses and these entrepreneurs are coming up with the idea and concept. And we help them to produce that content. So we know it's rich. We know it's good. We know what it is. And so I think that's part of our success. We're not just a distribution arm. We're not just a television network. We are actually a production company as well.
And I like that, because you're using technology to move the multimedia forward, using multimedia in ways that people may not have really thought of, to monetize it and make money and also empower people. How can veterans get involved with your production? How can a production company? How can veterans learn more about it? Maybe they have an idea or a thought that hasn't been developed yet, but they want to do something about it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very simple. Just go to beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com, and schedule a complimentary discovery call. It don't cost you nothing. Go and schedule that call, and we can talk about your ideas and your concepts. And then hopefully, put pen and paper to it, make it happen.
So how long did it take for you to get Zondra TV started? When did you begin it? And then how long have you been doing this? And how?
Yeah, it's been 5 years, but let me qualify that. It's been 5 years, and probably 18 months of that 5 years I was in the wilderness, and getting trained up by, Jesus himself. I'm like, because I'm a baby boomer with millennial tendencies. So what in the world am I doing in streaming TV? I grew up on rabbit ears. And so I had to really position myself in this landscape and figure out what is going to work. The big pivot happened in August of 2019 when I heard a little voice that said, build the network. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. I'm going to build a network. It costs a lot of money to build a network. But I sold my house for this vision.
Wow.
And I built the network.
That is a leap.
And we all know what happened in March of 2020. The pandemic happened, and I really went and prayed and said, God, give me 5 people to work with to become producers during the pandemic. And instead of 5, he gave me 12. And so that was season 1. They graduated. Then season 2 started, and they just graduated. There were 12 in that class. And in that class, we stretched out to the Bahamas. So we have someone from the Bahamas that has a production company. They're now on our network as well and producing in the Caribbean for Zondra TV Network. And then I'm in season 3, and so it's just kind of been a snowball effect. But I really don't do anything but an informational once a month that's absolutely free, because I'm on a personal crusade to tell people, listen, don't get left behind. So that's how it happens.
Wow. And we also preach you have an America's Heroes group on Zondra TV.
You better know it. I was going to mention that. An American Heroes group is on Zondra TV Network, and we're so proud of that because, we want to do things, that really touches the community. And so veterans are important to us. We have several veteran shows that are produced by vets. And we're excited about that. We thank some folks for their service, and we want them to get the benefits that they need in order to sustain their life.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So now, what is your vision for the future? What's your next step do you see?
You know what? Everybody asks me this question. I go, I don't know. God ain't told me yet. God hasn't told me yet. So, you want me to tell you his I'm going to tell you where we're going. I can kind of say we kind of think this. We're getting ready to start also an Audio Nation. That's called Zondra TV Audio Nation, where we're going to strip the audio from our shows on TV so that drive time people will be able to hear. And so that's going to be coming up in April. So we're on the cusp of that and developing that. And then the next thing is we are getting ready to start this whole audio book legacy. I don't even know what it's called yet, but here's the concept. I believe that people that write books should actually create an audio book, but only in their voice.
Okay.
And the reason why it's part of your legacy and your heritage, so that your grandkids, your great-grandkids, your great-great-grandkids can hear your voice reading your book that became a bestseller. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That would be wonderful.
So we're excited.
Yeah, and our executive producer has walked in. She wants me to mention again that America's Heroes Group is on Zondra's TV. That's Zondra with a Zondra, Zondra's TV network. See it live on Roku. You can see it live on Apple TV. You can see it live on what other platforms? Apple TV, you got Roku, you have Amazon Fire, pretty much all the streaming platforms. Yeah. So how hard is it to get on those platforms?
You got to have a good developer. Now, listen, Apple, like the easy, it's a little tough. But I think the better, you have, the best, I feel like I have the best developer that really knows how to develop according to scale and to what they need and to get it approved. It's a little tough. You got to stick with it. But I had a really good developer that's been doing this for years, and so it really helped us speed up the momentum to get us where we needed to be.
Mm-hmm. And you remind me so much of a polished, you're a veteran in the media game. Look like you're about 25 years old. So what would you advise people that are trying to create these different internet content? Because everybody's trying to create a platform. Everybody's trying to go on YouTube and trying to get their video or go on TikTok and do these different things. But the people that are really grinding, people that are really serious about it, what advice would you give most people, the do's and don'ts perhaps? Let's maybe 10 seconds to kind of go into that, because you see so many people doing it nowadays.
Yeah, let me tell you, you can't shortchange this thing. So here's my words of wisdom when it comes to streaming TV. I'm not talking about social platforms. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about real TV. Don't cut on the production. You got to have good production quality. It's got to be crisp. The second thing is, if you don't know how to do it, invest in yourself and get yourself in something like what we have, an incubator, so that you can be taught how to be crisp in media. I wasn't trained in media. I have a business degree. But you know what? God gave me this talent, and people say I'm really good at it. And I'm going, really? But I've learned how to posture in the media. But that's only because I hired a PR agent that helped me to learn how to posture in the media in a way that just it's polished. And so you want to be polished in this industry, and we've got some tools and techniques that just far outbeat anybody else in the industry.
Wow. You can tell the polish does show, and that's one thing that kind of separates our things out on TV from a lot of the other platforms that are out that you see, is that you do see, and I've even witnessed it over the years, I've noticed that there's been a constant upgrade, a constant growth of the network and the polish that's on that network. Even with America's Heroes Group, you can go back probably 5 years with us, and it'd probably be a lot different than what you see today.
Yes.
So now give us some final words. So what do you think is the future of digital streaming media, multimedia, and then also what would you like to see happen in the industry?
Yeah, I think the future is there will be no TVs in people's homes. This is crazy. I think we are getting away from the day of there's a TV in every single bedroom. That's over. That's why this phone is getting larger by the day, because why? You are going to be in the bedrooms. People are going to be looking at their phone to look at TV or their tablet. So I think you need to understand that's the landscape we're going for. Get in while you can. Get in where you fit in. You need a commercial running on Hulu. You need a commercial running on Amazon, Roku, and Apple. What's stopping you? I think you've got to get in and get in now, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to afford it 5 years from now, because that is the way everybody is ingesting information, and you want to be in mainstream where people are ingesting information. Now, I can tell you this. I think that that continuing to sink into, thinking that our social platforms is all you need, I think you're heading out of business.
Wow. So you're saying two things that I took away from it. You said that basically in a few years or sometime in the future, it'll be too expensive to get in too late. It's going to be costly. Which if you look back in history, that's the way television and radio started. It used to be you could just walk into a radio station if you had a hit. You could have recorded something in your basement, walk into the local, KYX, in Atlanta, and say, "Hey, play this record."
Right.
And you can't do that today.
Exactly. If
you're not Nicki Minaj or something like that, you're not getting your record played. So that's true. That's true words.
Yeah.
So tell us one more thing. So tell us one thing that is important to you. What is give us a mission statement, if you could, about Zondra TV, and also why you're so impassioned about being a person that can coach and train people to be on digital media.
Yeah, I mean, our mission statement is to be known as the small business entrepreneurial arm to help business, far reach outside of their local neighborhood. Our tagline is helping small business stay in business. That is our goal. And why am I passionate about it? Because when I got out of corporate America, and I'm still a small business, y'all. Being a small business, I was like, this is crazy right here. I mean, just trying to maneuver everything. And what I realized is marketing and advertisement is not an option for a small business. So then what do I need to do? I need to make it affordable for a small business to play differentially in this digital space and create a solid digital landscape and footprint for small business. And so that's my goal. That's our thing. That's what we do. We're more than just TV. We're a full-service digital marketing and advertisement company. We do press releases. We put people in magazines. We're getting ready to do something that is going to be like off the chain. So, but we also own TV. So no longer do you have to go to an agency going, I'll pitch you for a TV interview, or I'll pitch you to be in a magazine. When you come here, we tell you we guarantee you to be on TV.
Wow.
That's the difference.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what do you not like to see on digital media or media in general?
What do I
not like to see? What do you not like to see?
Well, listen. It's enough. Now, I'm going to tell you for real. I believe that the negative drama-filled shows, less of that. And that's why we coined ourselves as the home of positive programming. Mindset. Let's work on mindset stuff and not all that drama and negativity. And because it makes folks feel like that's what success looks like. And success doesn't look like that. It can look differently. And I want to be that model of what success looks like when it's polished and ready to go.
Wow, that's amazing. Because the reason why I say that is because there's so much, like you mentioned, there's a lot of, in the media world, which is totally different than it was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Before, you only had 3 networks. You had ABC, you had NBC, you had CBS. And then Fox came out of nowhere. Fox just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Fox seemed like changed the game.
Yeah.
I mean, Rupert Murdoch, when his stuff that he does, crazy stuff he does, all of a sudden things started to change. Then now everybody's out there saying all kinds of different things. And it's for a lot of people, they're confused about what is real, what is not real, what is truthful, what is not truthful. Especially when we're talking about giving out advertising and information, especially when it comes to even news cycles. Anybody could be a journalist today. Anybody can go out. I mean, you have, guys like Joe Rogan going out and giving medical advice and things like that. So he's a boxer and a comedian, he's not a doctor. But that's the type of things that we see nowadays. So from that perspective. And if you have a network that's growing and people are coming to you to want to get their voices out, especially all these different businesses, how do you separate and segregate the good from the bad from the ugly?
You know what? The bad just ain't came. I have 35 different producers, and the bad hasn't came because you will be a magnet for what you stand for. And I stand for truth, real truth. I stand for positivity, and that's what I've attracted. You become magnetic to what you give out. That's what I'm all about. The home of positive programming. let's do reframe our mindset so that we can live the life that we truly deserve. And that's what I believe in, and that's what I talk about. And it's magnetic. It just comes.
We have our Glenda Smith here with us, our executive producer. She wants to say a couple of words to you.
Yes, I do.
Hey, Glenda.
Hi, Zondra.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being that mother, big sister, mentor that I needed when I first started your program. Thank you for your patience. No, I want everybody to know the truth, because it's not that you are just a business, but you are hands-on in your business. How many times have you and I talked on the cell phone, and I was confused about some things and not sure of what the angle was, and you are follow through. You are follow through. So you are about the business of being about the business, not only for your partners, your producers, but you pour yourself back into people, sweetheart. So this today is an honor to honor you as not only a woman, but don't you get emotional, and I won't become emotional, but to honor you as a black woman, sweetheart, because you are a role model for me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And
Yes, I do. Thank
I
you
want
so
the
much,
world to
Glenda.
know that I not only respect, but I love you as a positive role model. So please give your information slowly, the number, the website, and I'm asking people that has a business and you're trying to get introduced and you're trying to get the exposure. Give Zondra TV Network that opportunity, because I promise you, it has made a difference in America's Heroes Group. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. God
No,
bless
Zondra,
you.
that's the truth. See, that's the truth, sweetheart. Yes. We talk so much negativity to the positive that have a chance to find space unless you push it through.
That's right.
So I'm pushing it through because I don't do negative. You and I are so equally yoked like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're about uplifting because we understand that a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yes, it does.
Yes, ma'am. So
Yes,
give your
it
information to our audience, the number where they can call and website, and looking forward to growing with you. Love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much. I'm blushing. Y'all just can't tell. So thank you so much, Glenda. I appreciate you. Thank you for trusting us. Because you didn't know what we would do, but we will do everything that we do it in excellence. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm all tongue tied now. But if y'all want to know more about Zondra TV Network, just go to beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com, and you'll find out a lot of information about the business, about who we are. And I would love to see you, on a discovery call so we can talk about what your dreams are, because we believe that we make dreams come true. So we're dream makers.
I believe it. I definitely believe it. So what are the, so if you could, aside from being polished, if there were 3 things that you see that most successful shows or presentations have, what are 3 things that you can point that they seem to have in common?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what it is. Passion. Right? So first of all, passion about your topic. The second thing is that you're really taking it and nesting it into your business.
Now, what does
Because
that
most
mean?
people come in with a business,
What do you
but
mean by
I
nesting?
teach people how to nest it.
What does that mean, though?
And then,
The second part, when you say nested, what do you mean by that?
I mean that, you don't want to be, I'm a TV producer over here, a radio talk show host, and then I'm a finance girl, and then I'm over here, and it's all disjointed. I teach people how to take that together and marry it so that you talk about it in a very organic and genuine way. And then that's the polish right there. So I believe in nesting your business. And the third thing is treat it like a business, because it's a business. At the end of the day, this is a business. This is another stream of revenue for all of those 35 producers. They have the option to make much more money on a continuous basis by being on TV, and I teach you how to monetize your content, because that's important.
Yeah, and I think that's really important as well, because people don't realize the amount of time it takes and dedication that it takes to produce a show. To put on a show, somebody's jump on the YouTube or video, whatever, and they're taking pictures of them in the shower, taking pictures of themselves walking their dog. But to actually produce content that's going to grow and create a following, and you can monetize, takes thought and effort and practice and things like that. And that's really important. I think it's great that you mentioned that and brought that up. So what are some of the things you're looking for? What types of businesses, or is there any business in particular that you particularly gravitate towards? Is there any type of business or type of venture that kind of stand out differently than others?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't gravitate nowhere. You know where I gravitate? I'm saying it, company. We gravitate to the cutting edge digital solution. We are the right solution. Now, a lot of people talk about small business, and I'm not using the SBA term. Nothing wrong with the SBA term of 500 or less as a small business. But my sweet spot is people that have 25 employees or less. So I gravitate to them. Is that the underdog? Might be, but it's the one that really has a good idea, a good concept, but you need some exposure. Let me help give you that exposure in your business. So that's where I gravitate to. And my company gravitates to what is the next best digital solution that we can present to these small business entrepreneurs.
That's a great opportunity. I want to encourage veterans out there to make sure that you reach out to Zondra's TV. Watch it also on YouTube, Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire. Check it out. Also, check out America's Heroes Group. We are live on America's Heroes Group on Zondra TV networks. Thank you, Ms. Zondra Evans, for your time and also all the great information and great advice you gave us. And also thank you once again for having America's Heroes Group on your network.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day.
You too. This is America's Heroes Group. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.